Together we drive to every low and voice in every nation. We make the choice and we drive. In governance we stand for a stronger region. We lead the drive.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. Apa khabar semua? Luar biasa ya. His Excellency AR Dato' Siti Rosmiati Ibu Yanti AIPA Secretariat Secretary General, distinguished Member of Parliament and fellow young leaders. Allow me to begin by expressing my sincere appreciations to our esteemed host, AIPA Secretariat, and the House of Representatives of Republic of Indonesia for the warm welcomes and kind hospitality. It is a great honor to begin this YPA-AIPA engagement tour here in Jakarta. As neighbors, Indonesia and Malaysia share deep historical and cultural ties. Today, we have an opportunity to bring our youth community even closer through meaningful partnership. This marks the beginning of a strategic effort to unite ASEAN youth leadership. With Indonesia positioned as ASEAN's largest economy, this research carried out by World Bank in 2023, any progress substantially reflects the region's momentum. As the chairperson of Young Parliamentarians of ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, YPA-AIPA, I represent a growing network of young legislators who represent the youth of ASEAN actively contributing to its present development. Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General and global statesman, said, "You are never too young to lead, and you should never doubt your capacity to triumph where others have not." Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, our gathering today is not merely ceremonial. It focuses on achieving three key objectives. First, we aim to strengthen collaboration between young parliamentarians of ASEAN and our counterparts in Indonesia. Second, we want to advance the agenda we agreed on. The recent second consultative meeting of YPA, where we identify 6 key SDG as our generational priority. Third, we are preparing to present a resolution at the 46th AIPA General Assembly this September in Kuala Lumpur. Indonesia's feedback and support in advancing these resolutions is deeply appreciated. My fellow ASEAN youth, ensuring an effective diplomatic relation is our regional practice. Recently, ASEAN welcomed a breakthrough in the form of a ceasefire agreement between Thailand and Cambodia. Under the leadership of Malaysian Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim and also ASEAN chairmanship this year, this development reaffirmed the ASEAN way, highlighting the importance of diplomacy, trust and shared responsibility in maintaining regional peace. It is a powerful reminder that unity works, and we, young leaders, must inherit and amplify that legacy by leading with empathy, resolve conflict through dialogue, and build peace across the ASEAN community. Ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, I would like to reflect on several key challenges and opportunities facing youth in our region that demands our serious attention. As the American philosopher John Dewey once said, "The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow, but leadership does not begin in the future. It begins now when we address the barriers holding our generation back. These challenges and barriers are not imagined, ladies and gentlemen. They are real, they are rising, and they are reshaping the life of millions of young people across our region. One of the clearest signs of this is what we see online every day. More and more of our youth are scrolling their phones, unknowingly soaking up misinformation. Whether it is on social media or message board, the rise of hate speech and extremist content is slowly tearing at the fabric of our communities. What is even more worrying is that many young people are being exposed this without even realizing it. This creates fears, mistrust, and tension among peers who should be standing together. Let me be honest, ladies and gentlemen, many of our Southeast Asia youth are feeling the pressure when it comes to job security and the rising cost of living. While the gig economy creates flexibility, it also brings uncertainty. Youth are navigating automation, low wages, and limited protections. Thus, we as a young leaders, as a youth populations, 1/3 of population in our region ASEAN, must advocate for education reforms that prioritize future skill ready, where existing emphasis on STEM education across the region should be expressed hand to hand with empowering technical vocational education training TVET. We have got to start early and embed STEM and TVET as part of our everyday culture, perhaps as early as 4 years old, to shape their future. It is not enough to call for STEM-led educations for the future, but both STEM and TVET shall be the future. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout my political journey, just now, before this event, we had a meeting with ASEAN Secretary General. I share my thoughts. Throughout my political journey, I have met so many brilliant and multi-talented young women across ASEAN, but too many of them are still spectating from the sidelines. What holds them back is not incapability, but household expectations, financial barriers, and the fears of harassment. The political leadership gap in gender equality is not just a statistic, but a story we see playing out again and again. As young leader in Indonesia, in ASEAN, we need to rewrite this. When we talk about AI, for your information, I'm doing my PhD in AI right now. So, in next 8 or 9 months, I will complete my PhD. So you need to call me doctor, yeah? When we talk about AI, youth in Southeast Asia are among the fastest to adopt AI and digital tools. Yet many are still left unprepared to navigate this space safely. The high dependency on AI without proper verification may result in the lack of critical thinking skills among the users. That is why digital literacy and responsible AI governance are urgent prioritized to enrich the quality of high-skilled youth. Joseph Nye reminds us that leadership is not about commanding. It is about empowering others to act. That is what we are called to do today, by listening to the concerns of young people and working together to deliver solutions. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, I believe ASEAN must advance current initiative on strengthening youth empowerment youth empowerment in our region. We need to enhance institutional pathway for youth to participate in policy making and governance at national and regional level. Is it right? Also, we have to ensure every ASEAN member state has inclusive and up-to-date national youth policy with clear mechanism for youth consultation and representation. To build on this, we, as a young leader, must promote regional youth partnership through platforms such as the ASEAN Youth Economic Forum and ASEAN Digital Talent Exchange. Beyond that, young parliamentarians can also collaborate for a joint academic research across the ASEAN University Network frameworks. At the same time, we realize many youth in rural and underserved areas are brimming with potential, but lack access to support they need. We have to increase investment in leadership development, mentorship, and entrepreneurship training, such as initiatives like the Young Southeast Asian Leadership Initiative and Asia Foundation Development Fellowship Program. This initiative, I also remind the ASEAN Secretary just now, these initiatives must reach every corner of our region, not just big city or the elites. However, empowerment is not complete without care. Securing a better future is not just about economics and policy. It is about protecting the minds and heart of our youth. It is a good start if we can ensure mental health care is accessible, reproductive health education is respectful, and that every youth can find a safe space to be heard, to be understood, and to be supported. We also need to champion gender-sensitive policies that recognize the unique challenges young women and girls face while creating safer spaces that do not just open doors but walk them through it. And finally, I do believe that ASEAN 2045 is not just a vision written on paper. It is a future that must be built by the hands of its youth. With all you, young people in the driver's seat, we can tackle climate change, leading digital innovations, and creating sustainable communities. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in the face of our region diversity, ASEAN youth must find strength in what unites us. With over 34% of ASEAN population, youth is made up of beginning numbers in this region. Our shared strength lies in ASEAN centrality. This principle is not only the cornerstone of regional conceptualizations, but also a unifying vision for youth cooperation across borders. This principle moves beyond a zero-sum mindset. As stated in the ASEAN Charter, one vision, one identity, one community must guide how we think, act, and lead. ASEAN is not sitting on the sideline of the global economy. The research or the fact shared by World Economic Outlook, International Monetary Fund in April 2025, ASEAN with a market worth over 4.12 trillion US dollar and more than 600 million people, our regions matter. And the youth voices are vital, as we make up about 1/3 of this economy. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, beyond ASEAN, we must also address the wider ASEAN context. Asia and Pacific is home to over 1.1 billion youth aged 15 to 29 years old, making up more than 60% of its youth population. Under the YPA platform, parliamentarians under 45 are recognized as a key actors bridging youth and policy making. ASEAN youth are not only the future of ASEAN governments, but an active part of its presence. If ASEAN aspire to be leading community in Asia, then its youth must be empowered, engaged, and united in that ambition. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, youth participation must not be symbolic. It must be structural. It must be measurable. And it must be sustained. Let us not wait for change. Let us be the change. Start small, but start now. As what the former Indonesian President, His Excellency Sukarno once said, beri aku 1000 orang tua, nescaya akan kucabut semeru dari akarnya. Beri aku 10 pemuda, nescaya akan kugoncangkan dunia. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be beginning of something meaningful. Let us co-create policy and program that outlast our term in office and build a generation ready to lead with compassion, clarity, and courage. Young leaders, young generations, every voice, every life, every future matters. Thank you once again to our excellent host Indonesia. I look forward to a productive and inspiring exchange. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.